Tilibou.
A quick word for the grown-ups. If you enjoy Tilibou, follow us and leave 5 stars. Every star helps our little firefly grow and reach more families. Welcome to Tilibou. Snuggle in nice and cozy. Close your eyes if you'd like. The story begins. Welcome to Tilibou. Snuggle in nice and cozy. The story begins. That morning in Tournabois, the sun was shining beautifully. Not a single cloud in the sky. And yet, it was raining. Not everywhere, no. It was raining in all the wrong places. A shower inside the marching band's tuba. A shower on the basket of croissants. A shower right in the left boot of the gate guard. Never the right, always the left. Find that strange? Just wait.
Pistache! Did you see? It's raining right in the middle of the sunshine. Ow. My helmet. Full of rainwater on top of everything else. It's like a swimming pool in there.
Leo, step back. A rain that falls with no cloud is a rain that's hiding to soak you better. It says so in the Great Book of Frights, the weather chapter. You know what happens to a wet dragon? His flame goes fizzle. A dragon who goes fizzle, Leo? No dignity whatsoever.
But look, the shower is following the guard. He takes 3 steps to the left. It follows him. A rain that follows people doesn't exist in any book.
Exactly. What doesn't exist in any book is precisely what scares me the most.
My tart! My strawberry tart! 3 showers on it since this morning! 3! Inside the castle! Leo, Pistache, listen carefully. Today is the day of the grand royal jam making. The whole village brings its strawberries. We fill 100 jars, and the whole winter smells like summer. But if this mad rain falls on the strawberries, on the sugar, on the fire under the cooking pots, no jam. A winter without jam. Find out where this rain is coming from, and stop it. Politely if possible, but stop it.
Count on us, Your Majesty. Weather mission accepted.
We shall return dry and victorious. Well, victorious. As for dry, I make no promises.
To follow a rain that fell in all the wrong places, they needed the kingdom's inventor. Princess Pearl was already waiting, her pockets full of bolts and a peculiar machine under her arm, a weather vane mounted on a funnel with 3 little spinning spoons. And there, behind the big warm bakery chimney, curled up like a cat, they found it. A tiny little cloud, pinkish gray, all ruffled, no bigger than a cart. It was floating at chimney height, very low, very sheepish. And every 3 seconds... Hey, excuse me! Hey, sorry, so sorry.
The cloud has the hiccups! Hiccups that make it wet! Oh, but it says sorry each time. How polite, a cloud.
The little cloud leaned down, sucked up the fountain water, all of it, right to the very last drop. Except that a cloud that drinks gets bigger. It swelled to twice the size, 3 times the size. And at the next hiccup, pipes.
Right. Method number 1, it rains harder. Method number 2,
The cloud puffed out its cotton cheeks, turned all dark and tight, deep gray, almost purple. It looked like a tiny, furious thunderstorm. And at 10...
Boom! Oh my, sorry, that was new.
It's making thunder now. We made it worse. I've been saying it all along. You can't rush the weather.
That might work. That might...
Pearl pressed the great suction cup right against the cloud's cotton. She pumped once, twice, 3 times with all her might.
Ooh, it's pulling! It's pulling!
No, look at it. It's trembling. We've tried making it drink, frightening it, sucking it in, and it's trembling more and more. We're fixing it like a broken machine, but it's not a machine.
So the little cloud, all ashamed, fled over the rooftops, and everywhere it went, people shouted at it. "Not on my washing," cried the washerwoman. "Not on my hay," cried the farmer. Boo! The north wind had even blown at it to frighten it, and the hiccups had come twice as fast. The cloud ended up hiding at the very top of the leaning tower, wedged against the gutter. And there it began to rain very gently, without a hiccup. You know what gentle rain that trickles down without a sound is? It's a cloud crying.
We're going up. No one has asked how it got these hiccups yet. We shout, we make it drink, we shake it, we suck it in, but we don't listen to it.
Up there, there's a cloud that makes thunder and rain. And down here, there's me, a dragon whose flame goes fizzle at the first shower. If I get soaked, I'm not a dragon anymore. I'm just a very large, worried lizard.
Pistache. Do you remember the bridge? Everyone shouted at it too. We're scared together, so we go together. And besides, Pearl has just what we need.
So they climbed the staircase that changed its mind twice, opened the big umbrella, and sat down in the cloud's rain, without shouting, without shaking, just there. And after a while, the small cottony voice drifted down to them.
You're staying? Even if I'm making you wet? Then here's the whole story. Last night, my herd of clouds was crossing the sky. I'm the smallest. I'm always at the back. To catch up with them, I charged low over the plop-plop marsh and sucked up the mist at full speed, without chewing. Sorry. Then a plop went down the wrong way. Since then, it's been stuck in there, right in the middle of me. My herd is far away now. Anyway, who'd want a cloud that rains all over the place? Sorry.
Stop saying sorry. I've been sneezing fire at the worst possible moment for 200 years. You don't apologize for having something stuck. You find friends to help get it unstuck.
Friends? My herd never waited for me. And you're sitting in my rain without even grumbling. Nobody had ever done that for me before.
You know, the hiccups aren't the hardest part for you, are they? The hardest part is everyone shouting at you. The hiccups will go, but the shouting stays in the cotton.
That's true. With everyone shouting at me, I started to believe I was a bad cloud. A failed cloud. A cloud that needs to be chased away. You're the first ones to speak to me so gently. And do you know what? My hiccups are slowing down, just from listening to you.
You see, kindness is already half the cure. For the other half, give us an idea or two. We're rather good at that sort of thing.
Wait. When I have hiccups, Papa makes me drink? Doesn't work. Mama tries to scare me? Doesn't work either. The north wind proved that. But once, Granny held out a strawberry and said, "Look, it's smiling at you." And I went, "Oh," and the hiccups were gone. It's not fright that chases away hiccups. It's surprise, real surprise. The kind that makes you go, "Oh." And you know what has never, ever happened to a cloud since the beginning of the world? A tea party in its honor.
So Tournobois prepared, in great secret, the first cloud tea party in history. Pearl set up her giant soap bubble machine. The marching band tuned their tubas, well, emptied them first. King Barnaby had candy floss sent up, because it's cloud food, obviously. And when everything was ready, Leo shouted,
Cloud, come down! We have something for you!
For me? All this for me? Oh no, it's still there. Smaller, but still there.
The plop was stubborn, lodged tight right in the middle of the cotton. The surprise had shifted it, but not shifted it out. And that's when Pistache, his snout covered in candy floss, drew close to a giant soap bubble. It burst, pop, right on his nostrils.
Oh no. Oh no. The soap, it stings. It tickles. I'm gonna, achoo!
Pistache, not now! Wait, yes, now! Aim under the cloud!
Achoo!
The sneeze flame shot just under the little cloud, without touching it, warming the air. And warm air rises. The cloud was lifted all at once, whoosh, like an upside-down slide. It did a loop, a real cloud loop, the most surprising thing in its whole cloud life.
Ooh, hick, plop.
The plop shot out round and smooth, bounced 3 times on the rooftops of Tournebois, and went hopping back to the Plop Plop Marsh, its home. Silence. The cloud waited. 1, 2, 3, 10. No hick.
It's gone! I'm cured! Oh, sorry, I'm raining with joy. I can't help it.
The warm air trick was calculated to the millimeter, obviously. The strategic sneeze, a patented technique. Well, patented by Pearl, if she agrees.
That day, the Grand Royal Jam making was the most successful anyone could remember. And the little cloud? Well, it didn't leave. King Barnaby had had a kingly idea.
Little Cloud, for services rendered to the royal tart, well, to come, I hereby name you Sir Plick, first official cloud of the Tournebois kitchen garden. You shall reign where asked, when asked, on the strawberry plants, and never on the tubas. And every morning you shall have your candy floss. So, if I've understood this story correctly, my tart was saved by a surprise tea party, a soap bubble, and a sneeze. And after that, I'm the one they call the whimsical king?
Sir Plick, I have a name. I have a job. I have friends. This morning, I was the cloud everyone ran from. And tonight, I have a castle. Sorry, tears of joy. But these ones, I'm keeping.
That evening, Léo and Pistache sat on the ramparts, paws dangling over the edge. Above the kitchen garden, Sir Plick was watering the strawberry plants, oh so gently, exactly where he should. No one was shouting at him anymore. Everyone was bidding him good evening.
Say, Léo, this morning, the whole village wanted to chase that cloud away. And tonight, the whole village wants to keep it. It's the same cloud, though.
The cloud didn't change. We did. We stopped shouting, and we started listening. Amazing what it fixes, a good pair of ears.
And to think the solution was to sit down in the rain and do nothing. All my life I've run from rain. And today it was by staying in it that we sorted everything out. The world is upside down, Léo. I love it.
For Tournebois!
And there, the story is over. Tilibou says, see you very soon for a new adventure in Tournebois. Tilibou gives you a great big cuddle. See you very soon. Sleep well.